Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we've got a Mystery Booster Convention Edition. These are a lot of fun to open. We've opened a few of them on the channel, so we're going to crack open another one, see what kind of value we can find inside, run the full analysis. This is a tremendously large set with 1,695 cards. So there's no way we're going to see all of them in here, so don't expect 100% coverage. Don't even expect 100% coverage of the commons because there are 1,060 commons in the set, 453 uncommons, 152 rares, and 30 mythics. We only have 24 packs, so we're going to see a percentage of that. These packs are laid out kind of fun. You do get 2 of each color, then 2 multicolor. Then there is a rare and mythic slot, as well as a play test card. One thing to just point out and kind of notice, everything will have the original frame, but down here in the corner you'll see the little Planeswalker symbol, and that lets you know that it's either from this or the list, so thus indicating that it is not an actual reprint. However, these cards do have value. In fact, the Mana Crypt from here is valued at over $180. So with that, let's just kind of go through it, relive Magic's history with these mystery boosters. So we got ourselves a Feat of Resistance, and right behind that we're going to see our second white card, the Sensor Splicer. Then we're going to move into 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, and 2 green. So we got a Stream of Thoughts. We got ourselves a Brainstorm. Then we're going to see a Dregscape Zombie with a Thorn of the Black Rose. Then we're going to see a Generator Servant, followed by a Lightning Javelin. And then we've got ourselves a Greater Sandworm with a Tajaru Warcaller. And then we're going to see ourselves a Terminate, followed by an Ash Barrens. And then we're going to see a Krufix God of Horizons coming in. So we're already going to see one of the mythics. Very cool to see that. And then we're going to see a rare here from Commander 2018, Djinn of Wishes. And our playtest card is going to be a Golgari Deathswarm. So unfortunately, these do not have the Planeswalker symbol. The original printing of the mystery boosters have Planeswalker symbols down here, and they're worth significantly more. None of them are worth a tremendous amount of value, but needless to say, they're worth more than these are. So I'll be putting all the price overlays on the screen for you, unless we hit something extremely good that I'm aware of. There's no way I can look at 1,695 card prices while I'm reading them. So you'll have to rely on the overlay and the analysis for the value. So we're going to Ephemeral Shields with a Fortify. Then we're going to see a Nagging Thoughts, a Steady Progress, an Unyielding Kremar, a Wrenchmind, followed by a Forge Devil with a Lightning Shrieker. Then we got a Rox Maulers with a Gift of Paradise. Then we're going to see a High Spire Mantis, followed by a Mirror Retriever. And we're going to see a Hunter of Eyeblights, followed by Teferi's Protection. Now, Teferi's Protection is the 4th most valuable card in the set, valued at around $27. So very cool to see that already. And then we get a Guerrilla Tactics coming in as our playtest card. So I'll try and put some of the bigger hits up top, and I'll keep our rares and mythics separated so that way we can kind of see them throughout. All right, so we're going to see a Caravan Escort, followed by a Danto Vanguard. Then we get an Ensoul Artifact, a Choking Tethers, followed by a Dead Reveler. Then we get a Die Young with an Act on Impulse, Bargaining Sergeant with a Brood Hunter Worm. Then we're going to see Scatter the Seeds with a Gore-Clan Rampager, followed by a Mortar Pod. Then we get a Manamorphose with Elish Norn Grand Cenobite. Very nice. So this is somewhere around the number 7th or 8th best hit of the box, or of the set. That is amazing. We'll just put that right there. Then we're going to see a Pithing Spyglass coming in as our playtest card. All right, so we've already got 2 cards valued over $10 in this box. This is turning out to be amazing. This pack did not turn out to open amazingly, but that's all right. All right, this one has an Eye in the Skies, followed by Gleam of Resistance, Cloak of Mists, followed by Jawar Isle Avenger, Crackling Imp, Then we're going to see ourselves a Mind Rot with a Bloodfire Expert, a Defiant Ogre, Shape the Sands with an Ember Weaver, a Belligerent Brontodon, poor guy, with an Ironstead Crusher, and we're going to see a Mythic Angelic Destiny coming in. Very nice to see another Mythic in here. Not valued over $10, though. And then we are going to see another Mythic, Rarity Scrapped Servant, coming in. That is just amazing to kind of see the two Mythics back to back. Fantastic. And then we do see some duplication. We got a second Guerrilla Tactics. I don't think I've ever gotten the same playtest card twice in the same box. Maybe we'll just keep getting Teferi Protections and Elish Norns. I'll be all right with that. So we get a Knight of Old Benalia, followed by a Great Horn Crushhawk with a Wretched Griff, with a Ninja of Deep Hours, a Blade Brand, Nameless Inversion, a Zara Bladeseeker with a Nimble Blade Kenera. Then we're going to see a Plummet, Nature's Calm, with a Naya Charm, an Aether Hub. I have that playmat. And then we're going to see a Guided Passage coming in as our rare. It's going to be an old, I think, Invasion rare. Very nice to see that. And then we're going to ourselves a Revel in Riches. Very cool. This is actually the most valuable card in Ixalan. Not sure where it stands in this particular set. I'm just kind of scanning my list. I don't think it's valued over $10, but if it is, I'll put it in the overlay. And then we get ourselves a Visitor from Planet Q. And actually, now that I think about it, I got to move these guys over here, because these are our Mythics, these are our Rares, and those are our high-value cards. Fantastic. So these boxes are generally just under $200. Sometimes they're right at $200. The price fluctuates. WotC is doing a couple of festival in a boxes, which include these, so you can get some good discounts if you see them there. So just something to kind of keep in mind. So we got an Artful Maneuver with a Rally the Peasants, an Embodiment of Spring, a Mana Leak, a Dark Withering. Then we're going to see a Fester Creep, followed by Volcanic Dragon, Prickle Boar, Watcher in the Web, with a Crushing Canopy, a Bounding Crassus. Then we're going to see a Sunset Pyramid with Caravex Torch. And then we're going to see a Taurian Mauler coming in. Very cool to see that rare. Followed by a Pithing Spyglass. Weird. Yeah, that's a second duplicate. I was like, that seems awfully familiar. It's been a few months since I opened one of these, so I do recognize some of the names of the playtest cards, but I was like, I think I just said that. All right, so we got a Mortal's Ardor, followed by an Encircling Fisher, Asleep, Wind Rider Eel. Then we get a Demonic Vigor with a Recover, Crown Hunger Hireling, Thresher Lizard, a Thrive. Then we're going to see a Manglehorn, followed by an Obelisk Spider, a Pilgrim's Eye, and then we're going to see a Bloom Tender coming in. This is going to be another card valued over $10. Very nice. And then we're going to see a Minor Entity coming in as another rare. Very cool. With a Nod of Elton She's Envoy. I think there's a reason why that card didn't make it prime time. A little hard to say. Although I'm sure the very first time you saw Elish Norn Grand Cenobite, you were like, what? All right, so we got ourselves a Peace of Mind here with a Battle Mastery. Then we got a Cloudkin Seer, Hieroglyphic Illumination with a Sultani Rune Mark, Ravenous Chupacabra with an Impact Tremors, a Lightning Bolt. Then we get a Stoic Builder, Crossroads Consecrator with a Fires of Yavimaya, a Millstone, and then we're going to see ourselves a Parish with Shamanic Revelation coming in as our rare. Very nice. And then another one. Okay. Like, how many of those are we going to get 2 of everyone? There are quite a few of those playtest cards. We should not be seeing this much duplication, but, you know, I guess randomization does have consequences. All right, so we got ourselves a Palace Jailer, followed by a Healing Grace. Then we're going to see a Frantic Search, with a Coral Trickster, Demonic Tutor. Very nice to see that. Not sure of the value of the Demonic Tutor. It'll be on the overlay. Then we get a Calico Skin Witch, followed by Rivals Duel with an Anger, Kin Tree Warden, Relic Crush, Kin Tree Invocation. Then we're going to see ourselves a Renegade Map with a Hedron Crab. And then we're going to see an Urza's Rage coming in as our rare, followed by an Imaginary Friend play test card. That's kind of cool. Just to point out, the Hedron Crab valued over $5. So just because it's a common or uncommon in this set does not mean it does not have value. And I guess that goes for any Magic card, but there's significantly more value in the common uncommon slot than in most sets because they kind of took the best of all the sets when they printed this. All right, so we get ourselves a Daring Skyjack with a Slash of Talons. Then we're going to see a Pondering Mage, Vapor Snag, Scrounger of Souls, Rabid Bloodsucker, Tectonic Rift, Blur of Blades, Woodborne Behemoth, Larger Than Life. Then we get an Ethercast Knight with a Milliken. Then we're going to see a Kargon Dragonlord coming in as another mythic hit. Very cool. And then we're going to see Boros Reckoner as a rare with a Visitor from Planet Q, another repeat. And I just realized I keep messing up the rare mythic piles. So let me just put those there. All right, so now we're up to 5 mythics. That is quite amazing for this product. Usually you don't end up with that many mythics, but you know, like I said, randomization, I guess. There's only 30 in the set. We'll see how many we do get. So we get a Suppression Bonds, followed by Moonlit Strider, Chronos Stutter, Curiosity, Rakashisa's Secret, Fenhauler, Brute Strength, Curse of Nightly Hunt, Spider Spawning, Charging Rhino, Tithe Drinker with a Short Sword, and then we are going to see a Lotus Petal. This is going to be the second most valuable common in the set, valued at over $22. Very nice. And then right behind that, we get ourselves the Basilisk Collar as a rare, with a Large Pox coming in as our play test card. The most valuable common in the set goes to the Rhystic Study, which in Jumpstart, that's a rare, or Jumpstart 2022, but in here they use the original symbol, which was a common. So it is actually the second most valuable card in the set at just around $40. So we get a Village Bell Ringer with a Heavy Infantry, a Homunculus, Preordain with an Infest. Then we're going to see a Feral Abomination, Sarkhan's Rage with a Magma Spray, Turn Timber Basilisk, Basking Rootwalla with a Gwendolyn Hedge Maze. Then we're going to see the Great Furnace as a land, and we're going to see Rise of the Redeemed coming in as our rare, followed by a second rare, Wheel of Fate. Very nice. And then we get another Imaginary Friends. That is, I'm just amazed at the duplication in the playtest cards. I usually don't count them for value. I will categorize them separately when we do the analysis, so you know not to confuse them with the other cards. So we get ourselves a Soul Mender here, very useful card. Then we get ourselves a Cast Out, Dragon Eyes Savant, Ior Ruin Expedition. Then we're going to see the Eldest Reborn, followed by a Caustic Tar, Tybalt Rager, Sparkton Dragon, and Arbor Armament, Gnarled Pack with a Cunning Breeze Dancer. Then we're going to see a Flare Husk, followed by a Yavimaya Embracer as our rare with a second rare, Eureka the Tiger's Shadow. And we're going to see another Large Pox. I kind of figured that one was going to make another comeback. I'm also a little bit curious to see how much duplication we'll see from the cards in the main set. I don't think we've seen too much yet. just really in those playtest cards. So we get a Grasp of the Hieromancer, Dejaru's Renunciation, a Slither Blade, followed by a Counterspell. Then we get a First Sphere Gargantua with a Dread Drone, a Stagger Shock, Jackal Pup, Sapperling Migration, a Regrowth, Kiss of Ameshia with a Sandstone Oracle. Then we're going to see a Master Transmuter coming in as our rare with a second rare, Mirian Crusader. And then we get a Lantern of the Undersight. So how many packs will it take for us to see that repeated? Could be right here. All right, we're going to see a Ghostblade Elodion, followed by God's Willing, Water Courser, Mystic of the Hidden Way, Grave Purge, with a Tidy Conclusion, Monastery Swiftsphere, and a Takara Efreet, with a Frontier Mastodon, Blossom Dryad. Then we're going to see a Sultani Soothsayer, followed by a Filigree Familiar. And then we're going to see a Gilt Leaf Palace coming in as our rare land, with Nissa Voice of Zendikar coming in as a mythic. Very nice. So many mythics in this box. And then we get a Bombardment coming in as our play test card. So yeah, we're up to 6 or 7 mythics. That's pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to see Danitha Caption Paragon with a Lieutenants on the Guard, Thought Collapse, Arcane Denial, a Defeat, a Painful Lesson, Destructive Tampering, Jackal Pup, there's a repeat, and we get ourselves a Dragon Scarred Bear with Confiner Strider, Giant Baiting, Universal Solvent, and we're going to see a Phyrexian Metamorph coming in as our rare, with Queen Marchesa coming in as another mythic hit. Very nice. And then a Cyclopean Titan as our playtest card. All right, so we have a Borrowed Grace, followed by an Angel of Renewal, Grasp of Phantoms, a Repulse, Balaged Scorpion, Typhoid Rats, Balduvian Horde, Sulfurious Blast, Vastwood Gorger, Kavu Climber, followed by an Abzan Guide. Then we're going to see the Great Furnace again, with a Jushi Apprentice coming in. Very cool to see that as a rare from Kamigawa. And behind that, we're going to see a Living Death. And there's the Lantern of Undersight coming in as our playtest repeat. So if I'm not mistaken, I could be. So earlier, I mean, you all would know because you've seen it in the price overlay. But I think we saw the Demonic Tutor as one of our uncommons. And if we did, that's the third most valuable card in the set. So if it's in here, I can't remember if that was a Vampiric Tutor or a Demonic Tutor. There's so many tutors. This box is awesome. All right, so we got a Sarah's Embrace with a Court Homunculus, River Darter with a Metallic Rebuke, then an Infernal Scarring with a Scuttling Death, Maximize Velocity, Crash Through, Glade Watcher. Oh, don't want to skip anything. Got a Borderland Ranger with a Savage Twister, and then we're going to see Blossoming Sands, followed by an Ardent Den. And then we're going to see a Coveted Jewel as our rare, with a plain Merge Elf as our playtest card. So stack up our rares there. Yeah, I was like, I don't think the Ardent Den is, or the Ancient Den is a rare. Just so many good cards in this. I mean, you know, when you pull from 15 or 20 years of Magic, you're going to see a lot of really good hits. So we got ourselves a Defiant Strike, an Aven Sentry, Benathic Giant, Whiplash Trap, with a Stinkweed Imp, Walking Corpse, Burst Lightning, Fall of the Hammer, Ancient Brontodon. Then we get Hunt the Weak, Hypothesize, Hypothesizzle, Fairy Conclave, and then we're going to see Knoll Spine Dragon coming in as our first rare, with a Sewer Nemesis coming in as the second rare. And we're going to see Enroll in the Coalition coming in as our playtest card. Very nice. So I'm kind of curious. I am seeing a few cards in here that I don't think I've ever seen before, or at least I haven't seen them in this particular artwork. If any of the cards that I've kind of gone through are ones where you're like, what is that card? Drop me a comment. Let me know. I'm just kind of curious to, maybe you all know every single card in Magic, and I'm dumb. So just let me know if there's anything that I've come across that you're like, I've never seen that, and I have no idea what that card does. So we got a Soul Summons, Great Horn Krushok, with a Gurmag Drowner, Secrets of the Golden City, Corpse Hatch, followed by Blessing of Belzenlock. Then we get an Ill-Tempered Cyclops, a Wildfire Emissary with an Ancestral Mask, then a Thornscape Battle Mage with a Weapons Trainer, Whisper Silk Cloak, and then we're going to see an Aura Shards coming in, very good card, with a Chasm Skulker as our rare, and 4 of the Muldrifter coming in as our playtest card. Let me just break the commons down a little bit there so I don't knock them over, as I have done once or twice. All right, so we're going to see a Path to Exile. This is going to be a good uncommon to get. I don't know the value of it, but I know that it will have value. Then we get an Encircling Fissure, followed by a Clear the Mind, Claustrophobia, Murderous Compulsion, with a Grey Merchant of Aspalad, the Chandra's Phyrolex, or Pyrohelix, Spike Shot Goblin, a Revive, an Impervious Perfect, an Unlicensed Disintegration with a Tectonic Edge, and then we're going to see Eater of Days as a rare, pretty big Leviathan there, with a Champion of the Parish, and another Enroll in the Coalition. All right, we got 3 more packs to go, and then we'll step into the MTG box analysis. If you're not aware, I am partnered with trollandtoad.com. And if you use my promo code MTGBox5 at checkout, you can save 5% off anything they sell on their store. So I encourage you to go over there and check it out. It only applies to items that are directly sold by Troll and Toad, not any of the merchants that utilize their sales platform. But it's a great way to save some money. And they also have a buy list. So, if you're looking to get rid of some cards, they'll take them off your hands. All right, we got a Bonds of Faith here, with a Star Crown Stag, then a Gone Missing, with an Eel Umbra, a Reckless Imp, followed by a Vampire Hexmage. Then we get a Gintu Lava Runner with a Seismic Stomp, a Lure. Then we're going to see a Guardian Shield Bearer with an Engineered Might. Then we're going to see the Crystal Ball and a Doomgape coming in as our rare. With the second, we get Commit and Memory. And then we get Barry's Land. It's basically a waste. Okay. It's a cloud land. That's kind of funny. I don't think I've seen Barry's Land before. It just adds 1 colorless mana, which is effectively a waste. So not too original there, Barry. All right, we get ourselves a Resurrection, followed by a Battle Mastery, Phyrexian Ingester, with a City Watch Sphinx, Calistria Nightwatch, then an Absorb Vis, Goblin Fireslinger, Mark of Mutiny, Nettle Sentinel. Then we're going to see The Crowd Goes Wild, followed by Jellotrode, with some Bottle Gnomes. And then we're going to see a Recoup, and we're going to see Cauldron of Souls, followed by Form of the Muldrifter. All right, final mystery booster pack. What will this have in it? I haven't necessarily been keeping up with the high value cards. I'm sure we found a few more. I'll cover them in the analysis, and I'll get to relive the experience as they sort. So we get a Sky Spear Cavalry, Sarah Disciple, a Labyrinth Guardian, Triton Tactics, Yargle Glutton of Urborg, followed by a Go for the Throat, an Ingot Chewer, Run Amok, Prey Upon, Beneath the Sands. Then we're going to see an Armadillo Cloak with an Etched Oracle, Wild Nakatal, and we're going to see a second Elish Norn Grand Cenobite. That is awesome. It is not a mana crypt, but that's okay. And of course, we get two berries lands. That's amazing. All right, awesome. So give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We'll begin today's MTG box analysis by comparing the cards that we saw in this box to the cards that we were eligible to see from the set. Then we'll examine the set coverage, coverage by rarity, and duplication. Then we'll review the current value of the cards in the set to establish a baseline and break down the actual observed value for the box. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and 100 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's get things started by reviewing the contents of this box in relation to the cards available in the set. Using this chart, we can see the non-foils that we observed in green and the set in gray as the baseline. In today's box, we ended up seeing a variance of 4 cards between the primary colors of Magic, with blue, black, and green featuring 53 and red featuring 57. We also saw 1 colorless, 34 multicolor, 22 artifacts, 9 non-basic lands, and 24 playtest cards. Moving into coverage, we saw 329 unique cards out of a possible 1,694, which means that we saw 19% of the set in today's box. Our highest coverage was in the multicolor space, seeing 22% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, we saw 19% of the commons and 20% of the uncommons. We also saw 30 unique rares for 20% coverage and 7 unique mythics for 23% coverage. In today's box, we saw very little duplication from the main set. In fact, only 7 cards were repeated twice for a duplication rate of 2%. In the playtest card category, however, we did see a much different story, with 10 of the 24 cards being repeated for a duplication rate of 42%. Before we take a look at the value in today's mystery booster box, let's review the value of the cards in the set. This chart shows all 1,694 cards from the main mystery booster set, plus the 121 playtest cards using non-foil market prices as of May 30th, 2023. Currently, there are 27 cards from the main set valued over $10. Here's a look at the cards valued between $10 and $20. Of the 27 cards valued over $10, 7 of them are actually valued over $20. There are the Lotus Petal, valued at $22.57, Perforos, God of the Forge, at $26.13, Teferi's Protection at $26.41, Recruiter of the Guard at $26.54, Demonic Tutor at $37.15, Rhystic Study at $40.41, and the Mana Crypt at $172.98. The set also features 29 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 137 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 1,501 cards from the main set are currently valued under $1. If you were to add up the market value of all 1,694 cards from the main set, you'd be looking at a grand total of $1,414.87. The 121 cards from the playtest category are currently valued at $77.80. And here's a look at the value that we saw in today's box. We ended up seeing 6 of the 27 cards valued over $10, including the Revel in Riches at $10.02, the Bloom Tender at $11.33, 2 Elish Norn Grand Cenobites valued at $19.16 apiece, a Lotus Petal at $22.57, Teferi's Protection at $26.41, and the most valuable card that we saw today was the Demonic Tutor at $37.15. We also saw 6 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 28 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 319 cards, including all 24 playtest cards, are currently valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box directly from Wizards of the Coast through their Secret Lair site as part of their Minneapolis 2023 Festival in a Box for $269.99. The bundle also contained a draft box of Phyrexia All-Be-One and the Brothers War, as well as a foil promo Arcane Signet and the Legendary Flyers Foil Edition Secret Lair. The current market price for these boxes as of May 30th, 2023 is $186.89. Today's Convention Edition Mystery Box contained 24 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 360 total cards. The 24 playtest cards are currently valued at $8.95. The 205 commons that we saw are valued at $68.78. The 93 uncommons are currently valued at $86.80. The 30 rares have a current market value of $101.45, and the 8 mythics that we saw are valued at $53.56. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $319.54 in market value. This is a gain of $132.65 over the market price for the box, which means that this box returned 171% of the box market value in card value. For those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 29 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $243.27, which means that those 29 cards represent 76% of the total box value. Thank you so much for watching. I want to take a moment to give a special shout out to all of the channel members. Your support helps fund this operation and allows me to create the content that you all enjoy. If you're not yet a channel member, I invite you to consider becoming one. By joining, you'll gain early access to videos and many other perks. If you're interested in supporting the channel but don't want to become a member, there are several other ways that you can show your support. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue with the channel. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, do something amazing.